Hey there, Variety here. Welcome to today's video in which we're going to be doing a short video on the new seasonal talents available in Season 1.2 for Tarisland. So from what I've been told and what I've personally checked, the seasonal talents is the same on all the characters, so we won't have to go through them all. So let's open up the talent page now. Now we are on day 3, so I still can't actually use them yet, but we can have a look at them regardless. So at level 51, you're going to get balance. During combat, ennui increases by 4%, cooldown decreases by 3.3%. After 20 seconds, it switches them around. So basically, you get a negative to get a positive, and this will keep happening every 20 seconds. Ice Power. Both amplifies buffs and debuffs are amplified by 100% while balance is active. Basically, what this does is it makes the positives twice as strong, but it also makes the negatives twice as strong. May be useful depending on your class. Time compress. The switch time for balance is shortened by 5 seconds. So it won't switch every 20 seconds, it'll actually switch every 15. Development Master. When balance is active, attribute debuffs are not effective anymore. So this is actually potentially good because when you use this, this means that when you get more ennui, for example, you won't get the cooldown reduction. So you're basically cutting off the negative and only getting the positive. So let's have a look at the 54 section. Movement speed up. After trigger and balance, your movement speed is increased by 30% for 10 seconds. So this is already 20 seconds. If you lowered this by 5 seconds and then ran this, for 10 seconds, you'd be running 30% faster, and 5 seconds you wouldn't. So 66% of the time, you're actually going to be moving 30% faster. This could be interesting. Cyclic recovery. After triggering balance every 20 or 15 seconds, it grants a recovery effect, recovering up to 2% of 1 HP cap per second, lasting for 10 seconds. So every 15 or 20 seconds, it can heal 20% of your HP. This could be good depending on how you're doing it. Like, for example, if you're doing a raid, you can even run this on your DPS. So every 15 or 20 seconds, you're healing 20% of your HP. By doing this, you would introduce so much healing into the raid, you might be able to disregard the healer altogether. Or this may be a way to just get rid of one of your healers and bring in an extra DPS to push that a little bit faster. Frozen. After balance is triggered, it will increase your damage immunity by 10% for 10 seconds. This is really good. My stance on tanking is that you should always bring more defense over more healing because healers are busted, unless you're doing some kind of weird strat. So I believe that this is definitely the way to go for tank. I think this is better for DPS, unless you have a very good reason for movement speed. I'd run healer, and if you're on the tank, you'd run this for sure, because if you lower the cooldown, you're basically getting an extra 10% damage reduction 66% of the time. It's actually a lot. Okay. Even number focus. Every 2 times balance was triggered. Okay, so not every 15 20 seconds. It will make your focus increase by 35%, lasting for 10 seconds. Oof. If you could like line this up with your silver proc on your inscription tree for even more focus, you could be like focused out of your mind, but trying to trigger a double balance on top of other procs sounds very difficult. And I'm sure there's some way people are gonna make it work, but damn, that sounds difficult. Specialization. Every 2 times after balance is triggered, it'll increase your specialization effect by 5% for 10 seconds. This is pretty good, but the fact is, it's still every 2 balances, so it's not going to be that often. Every 2 times balance is triggered, it'll increase your attack and defense, increase by 6%, lasting for 10 seconds. Honestly, uncontrollable, not very useful. You might be able to balance these 2 out and control them somewhat, but as a tank, trying to control this to proc at the right time is going to be basically impossible. So these bottom talents are honestly kind of worthless, in my opinion. At least this one is. The main one that's really good, in my opinion, and what will change depending on the raid setup you take, will be the 54 line. Okay, so those are going to be the new seasonal talents that you're going to acquire in Season 1.2 for Tarisland. Until next time.